I've always believed there's no real difference between me and the audience. It's a fundamental truth I come back to again and again. We see the lights, the stages, the titles, the follower counts, and we start to build walls. We imagine a gap between the person speaking and the person listening. But it's all an illusion. Sure, maybe I had better shoes at times, maybe a bigger platform to stand on. But those are just circumstances, the wrapping paper on the outside of the gift. They aren't the gift itself. When you strip all of that away, when the lights go down and we're all just people living our lives, the same hopes and fears echo in every heart. We've all felt the sting of failure, the warmth of a small, unexpected kindness. We've all looked up at the night sky and felt impossibly small, yet part of something magnificent. Because at the core, at the heart of what really matters, we are the same. We are forged from the same stardust, animated by the same mysterious spark of life. This core is the indestructible part of you. It's the voice that whispers, "Keep going," when everything else is screaming, "Give up." It's the wellspring of creativity, the capacity for love, the unshakable desire for meaning. It's the part of us that asks the big questions. Who am I really? Why am I here? What is this all for? Society tries to distract us from these questions. It offers us noise, consumption, and endless goals to chase. But the questions always remain, waiting patiently in the quiet moments for us to be brave enough to listen. And I know this because deep down, we're all searching for the same thing. We might give it different names. Some call it happiness, some call it success. Others call it peace or love or freedom. We chase it through promotions at work, through the accumulation of possessions, through the validation of others. We think a new car, a bigger house, or a different relationship will finally deliver it. But these are just echoes of the real thing we're after. We are all, in our own unique ways, on a quest for wholeness. We are searching for that feeling of alignment, that moment when who we are on the inside matches how we live on the outside. It's a search not for something we lack, but for something we've forgotten we already possess. Every single one of us is on a journey to fulfill the highest and truest expression of ourselves. That's the real mission in life. This isn't a journey to a destination on a map. It's an inward expedition into the landscape of your own soul. And let me be clear, this path is rarely a straight line. There will be treacherous terrain. There will be storms of self-doubt that blot out the sun. There will be moments you feel hopelessly lost in the fog of uncertainty. You will stumble. You will fall. You will have to backtrack and find a new way forward. This is not a sign of failure. It is the very nature of the journey. Every challenge is a teacher. Every setback is an opportunity to build resilience. The key is to adopt the mindset of an explorer. An explorer doesn't curse the mountain for being steep. They learn how to climb. They don't resent the river for being wide. They learn how to build a bridge. Your life is your expedition. The goal isn't to avoid the obstacles, but to become the person who can overcome them. And here is the most beautiful part. This expression of your truest self can take infinite forms. Some people will do it on a stage, some in a classroom, some in a bakery, some in a tiny shop on the corner. But it's also in the way a parent raises a child with love and patience. It's in the way a coder crafts a line of elegant, functional code. It's in the way a gardener tends to their plants, bringing beauty into the world. It's in the quiet dedication of a scientist in a lab, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. It's in the courage of an activist speaking truth to power. It's in the compassion of a friend who simply listens. We have been conditioned to believe that only certain platforms have value: the corner office, the bestseller list, the sold-out stadium. But the truth is, the platform doesn't matter. The scale doesn't matter. What matters is the intention. What matters is the heart you bring to the moment. What matters is whether you're living as the most authentic version of yourself. Authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about shedding the masks you wear to please others and having the courage to show up as you are. It's the feeling of your actions finally aligning with your deepest values. It's a quiet internal click, a sense of coming home to yourself. That is the ultimate success. That is the ultimate freedom. It is available to every single one of us, right here, right now, in the life we are already living. The only question is, are you willing to begin the journey to uncover it? I've met people who thought success was about the spotlight, about being known, about being praised. But what I've learned, and what I've lived, is that real success is about alignment. It's about asking yourself in every moment, what is the next right move? Not 10 steps ahead, not a 5-year plan that overwhelms you, just the next right step. And then another, and another. Because you are not defined by failure. Failure is not the end. It's simply life pointing you in a new direction. Some of the hardest moments, the ones that felt like breaking points, turned out to be shaping points. And I promise you this, there is not one thing that has ever happened in your life that wasn't preparing you for something greater. But here's the secret most people ignore. Your number one job isn't chasing success. Your number one job is filling your own cup. If you walk around empty, tired, resentful, you can't give anything to anyone else. But when your cup is full, when you are whole, aligned, grounded, you naturally overflow, and others are lifted just by being around you. I believe we all need reminders of the fundamental truths of our lives. It's so easy to get lost. The world is a noisy place, constantly bombarding us with distractions, with fleeting priorities, with other people's definitions of success and happiness. It tries to pull us away from our center, to make us forget our why. That's why I keep tangible anchors in my own life. They are my lighthouses in the inevitable fog of daily existence, silent guides that consistently steer me back to what truly matters, back to my core purpose. In my home, I have one such anchor. It's a painting called To the Highest Bidder. When my eyes land on it, and they do every single day, the noise of the world just fades away. It's a piece that commands silence, that demands reflection. It shows a slave woman standing on the auction block holding her daughter's hand. But the artist captured something far beyond the mere depiction of a horrific scene. You look into the mother's eyes and you don't see defeat. You see a complex, raging storm of terror for her child's future, but also a fierce, unyielding love and a quiet, burning defiance that refuses to be extinguished. Her hand, clutching her daughter's, is more than a gesture of comfort. It's a lifeline, a promise, a desperate, powerful attempt to be a shield against a world of inhumanity. Every day I see that painting, and every day it reminds me of where I came from and the staggering price that was paid for me to stand where I am today. And that price isn't some abstract historical concept. It was paid in the currency of sweat from backs bent under a relentless sun. It was paid with tears shed in silent, desperate prayers in the dead of night. It was paid with the blood of courageous souls who dared to dream of freedom when their reality was chains. They endured the unimaginable so that one day, generations later, their descendants could know a life of choice, of dignity, of opportunity. That painting is my personal monument to them. It ensures their sacrifice is not a forgotten footnote in a history book, but a living, breathing force that informs every decision I make. It reminds me of 3 sacred duties: never to forget, never to stop, and never to waste the opportunities I've been given. Never to forget, because to forget would be the ultimate betrayal. It would be to take for granted the very ground I stand on, ground consecrated by the struggle of my ancestors. We must remember not to dwell in the pain, but to draw strength from the resilience that bloomed within it. And never to stop, because the work is not finished. The journey didn't end with one proclamation or one law. Progress is a relay race that spans generations, and to stop moving forward is to let the baton drop. I have a responsibility to run my leg of the race with all the strength I can muster. And finally, never to waste the opportunities that are now possible. The chance to speak my mind, to build a business, to educate my children, to love freely. These were once impossible dreams. They are sacred gifts. To squander them on fear, on apathy, on procrastination would be to dishonor the price that was paid. And this brings me to something I tell my girls all the time. Your most important work in this life is to figure out where your power base is. And I'm not talking about the power others can give you. A title, a promotion, a following on social media. That's not power, that's permission. It's external validation. a fragile scaffolding that can be dismantled by a shifting economy, a change in public opinion, or simply the passage of time. The real power, the enduring power, is the power that comes from within. It's forged in the fires of self-discovery. It is the unshakable knowledge of who you are, what you stand for, and why you are here. It is your integrity. It is your character. It is the resilience you build each time you get back up after being knocked down. This power is your sovereign territory. No one can grant it to you, and because of that, no one can ever take it away. You find this power not by looking outward, but by digging inward. It's an archaeological dig into your own soul. You unearth it in the moments you choose courage over comfort. You find it when you speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. You find it when you set boundaries that honor your own worth. You find it by identifying your core values, not the ones you think you should have, but the ones that genuinely make your spirit sing, and then having the profound courage to build your life around them. And when you look back at that painting, you see it. That woman on the auction block, stripped of everything the world values, her freedom, her home, her very name, was the epitome of powerlessness in the eyes of her captors. But they were wrong. In the face of absolute dehumanization, she held on to the one thing they could not sell, the one thing they could not break: her spirit and her love for her child. That was her power base. In that horrific moment, she was teaching her daughter, and all of us, the most profound lesson: that even when the world tries to define you by your circumstances, your true power resides in a place they can never, ever touch. Your life's work is to find that inner light, to nurture it, and to let it shine. Align your personality, your gifts, your talents with the reason you are here, and you will become unstoppable. That's when you stop competing with others and start shining in your own lane. And here on Greatest Lane, that's the message we live by. Stop looking at other people's talents wishing they were yours. Stop wasting energy in envy. Instead, focus everything on what you can give, on how you can serve. Because greatness is never about being famous. Greatness is about service. Every job, every role, every talent, when you shift it into service, it stops being just a job. It becomes an offering. And when you live like that, you stop chasing success. And success starts chasing you. And let's not forget the powerful universal law, Newton's third law of motion. For every single action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. What you put out into the world is always coming back to you. Always. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will return. If you live with bitterness, it will return. If you live with generosity, love, and purpose, that will return. That's not a theory. That's law. That's why practices like prayer, meditation, reflection, whatever fills your spirit, are essential. They align you with the source of your power. They sync you with life itself. And when you're aligned with life, life gives back to you in ways you could never imagine. So I leave you with this, a final thought to carry with you as you step back into the world. You are not here by accident. You are not random. In a universe of incomprehensible vastness with trillions of galaxies and countless stars, the specific combination of atoms, energy, and consciousness that is you came into being. The odds of your existence are so infinitesimally small, it is statistically a miracle. You are a deliberate cosmic event. Think of the greatest artist, a master sculptor who spends a lifetime perfecting their craft. They don't just throw clay at a wall and hope for the best. Every indentation, every curve, every line is intentional. You are that masterpiece. Your quirks, your passions, your scars, and your strengths, they are not mistakes in the design. They are the very features that make you uniquely equipped for the journey ahead. You are a specific answer to a question the universe is asking. You are designed with purpose, with power, and with potential. This isn't just a comforting phrase, it is the fundamental truth of your being. That purpose isn't always a grand, singular destiny that reveals itself in a flash of lightning. More often, it's a quiet whisper, a gentle pull towards what you love, what makes you feel alive, what you can't help but do. The power within you is not brute force. It is the quiet resilience that gets you out of bed after a heartbreak. It is the creative fire that solves an impossible problem. It is the profound strength of compassion that allows you to forgive. And your potential? It is a vast, uncharted territory within you. It's a dormant seed holding the blueprint for a forest. But a seed cannot grow in a dark, locked box. It needs soil, water, and sunlight. For too long, you may have allowed the voices of doubt from the world, from your past, even from yourself, to keep that seed locked away. That inner critic, the one that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not ready. It's not your voice. It is the echo of old fears. Your true voice is the one that whispers, "What if you tried?" So, how do you begin to cultivate this inner garden? You start by filling your cup. This is not selfish, it is your sacred duty. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. Filling your cup means giving yourself the same grace and care you so freely give to others. It means setting boundaries that protect your energy. It means saying no to things that drain you, so you can say yes to things that ignite you. It means turning off the noise of the world and listening to the silence of your own soul. Meditate, walk in nature, read a book that expands your mind, reconnect with a hobby you let go of, celebrate your small victories, nourish your body with good food and restorative sleep. Every act of self-care is a declaration to the universe that you are worthy, that you are ready to grow. Once your cup is full, it will inevitably begin to overflow. This is when you serve with your gifts. Your gifts are the unique tools you were given. They are your natural inclinations, the things you do with ease and joy. Perhaps you are a phenomenal listener, a safe harbor for your friends. That is a gift. Perhaps you bring order to chaos, creating systems that make life easier for everyone around you. That is a gift. Perhaps you cook with love, tell stories that captivate, or create art that heals. These are not trivial skills. They are the channels through which your purpose flows into the world. Serving with your gifts is the most natural expression of your authentic self. And when you do this, you begin to live with excellence. Excellence is not perfectionism, which is rooted in fear. Excellence is a state of presence and intention. It's about bringing the best version of yourself to whatever is in front of you, whether it's building a company or brewing a cup of coffee. It's a commitment to quality, not for external validation, but as an act of respect for yourself and for the world you inhabit. And as you live this way, you must trust that everything you put out will find its way back to you. This is not magic, it is physics. It is the law of the echo. The energy you broadcast into the world is the energy the world reflects to you. If you constantly broadcast frequencies of lack, fear, and resentment, your reality will be tuned to that station. You will see evidence of it everywhere. But when you consciously choose to broadcast gratitude, to act with integrity, to radiate love and possibility, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. Opportunities will appear. The right people will find you. Solutions will emerge. It won't always be immediate, and it won't always be in the form you expect. But the echo always returns. Your thoughts are prayers, your words are spells, and your actions are the rituals that shape your destiny. Be mindful of the energy you are sending out, for it is the architect of the life that is coming to you. And remember this: your story isn't just about surviving. So many of us get stuck in survival mode, just trying to make it through the day, the week, the year. We endure. But you were not made merely to endure. You were made to evolve. Your story is about becoming. It's about rising. Becoming is the sacred, messy, and beautiful process of shedding the person you were told to be so you can embrace the person you truly are. Like the butterfly, it requires a complete dissolution of the old. It requires letting go of beliefs that kept you small, relationships that held you back, and a self-image that was never yours to begin with. It can be painful. It can feel like you are falling apart. But you are not falling apart. You are falling into place. And from that place, you rise. You rise from the ashes of your past failures. You rise from the depths of your grief. You rise above the noise of criticism and doubt. Rising is the moment you claim your power, spread your wings, wings you built in the darkness of the chrysalis, and take flight. And this journey, this transformation, is ultimately not just for you. It's about creating a life that shines so bright it lights the way for others. When you heal yourself, you heal a part of the world. When you live in your truth, you give others permission to do the same. You become a lighthouse. You don't need to chase after ships in the storm. You just need to stand tall, anchor yourself in your truth, and shine. Your story of overcoming becomes a roadmap for someone lost in the wilderness. Your courage becomes the spark that ignites theirs. Your life becomes a living testament to what is possible, a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needs it. This is what we believe. This is what we stand for here on Greatest Lane. This path of becoming, of rising, of shining. This is the lane we walk together. So if you felt this message, if it stirred something deep within you, don't just listen, live it. Take one small step today. Fill your cup, speak your truth, choose excellence, and make sure you join us here because this is more than a channel, it's a community, it's a commitment. This is the lane that leads to your greatest life. The pen is in your hand, the page is blank, and the time is now. Subscribe to Greatest Lane because your best chapter is waiting, and it starts right now.